And so Dave and Bernard also, like I said too, he says you guys make in the Robo Knight and the amphibious spaceman is you guys make fun of the Coast Guard, the people who worked and saved those people's lives, as you guys thought it was funny before I was born that they were being killed. Like I said, as you steal another color orange there, Dave, or Harry, Joe, Bernard, whoever, Robo Knight, the rapist boy, amphibious spaceman, oyster cracker man, like I said, orange, Dave and Buster orange. And so Dave and Buster's in the U.S. Coast Guard busted the group of you for being terrorists and running your own crap of a cover-up, Bernard, because that's all the Ellery and you guys have done. So like I said, Ellery, Robo Rapist Knight, and oyster cracker man, you guys like to sneak around and hover around in the harbor doing your stupid game. Well, they busted you. David Buster's, the video game, busted you, and Kim Beswick busted you guys, and Bailey busted you guys, Bernard the Lacarni, pretty much the whole Haley and Miranda Schwartz busted you, Bernard, because you guys keep stealing from them, and every other person, Katie Godfrey busted you, my friends that are girls busted you, Bernard, busted you, David, because you guys seem to think you can do whatever you want, Perlita, Charles, Ellery, and the group of you, Jim Riley, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall, you guys just run around and take other people's stuff and you think they're just stupid. Well, not everybody's stupid. And see Gordon, when you guys make fun of beer, they serve beer at Dave and Buster's, so they bust you. And a couple of my friends like to go to Dave and Buster's, so they know that you guys were spying on them, David. So that's why, people are mutilated and you guys do all that stupid shit with, Bernard. It kind of pretty much proves that it's you, Bernard LaChance, the little fag of LaStank, and Joe Zillig was always a rapist that screwed shit up. And then everybody has to do all this stuff, for the all-American country and Western. And if we don't repeat the pattern for Red Randy and all them and worship them, then they throw a temper tantrum, and then they throw out their hillbillies from the El Cortez and do their stupid act. And, it just gets old because, you guys' Nazi empire, Dave, of your white purity and your lies and the swap with Ellery and the Negroes is falling apart because you guys, stole and raped and mutilated children because, they wanted to go to space and do something else first, but you guys thought it was more funny to, do your sports like dictatorship with Perlita, and grift and racket the world. And so those things tend to break down when the monopolies, when those people have a lot of money, Bernard. When the top 10% have all the money and nobody else has money, things don't work. So they, since they know you're running your own private faction, Bernard, with the BB Circus and all that, they do what you said, collect and protect their investment while they watch the rest of you fail and crumble. Get it, Bernard? You're not good at this. You're not good with your team of people there because you think you just do whatever you want. And anybody who's good in the military and thinks, understands this, while the group of you think you should be catered to for the rest of your life. But Bernard, if the military or the CIA or the FBI or, those entities put in place for checks and balances, like the women say we want to always have checks and balances, don't agree with what you're doing, Bernard, Perlita, Dave, Robo Knight, and you guys' little thing with Joe, All Americans, they don't have to help you. So then you guys can follow the Antilla man or whatever, and there's grifting, and walk around and do it really slow. But really, Bernard, you and Elton and you guys hoarded all the stuff, and then you guys go, oh, you can't fix it. Well, Bernard, that's called bullying. And then you guys wait for them to die, or you guys send in your stuff like Ellery did, kill him, and then you guys go, oh, then you guys can't get it to work. It basically means the group of you moved into cities. Joe, you sent in your little faction into cities and took shit over because you think it's a video game or like Risk, but it doesn't really work that way. And so, and you guys, we don't want to serve the All-American anymore because A, Joe, you suppress information, you oppress, you abuse and rape your own grandchildren and nieces, you hide it, they have to hide stuff. Then Bernard's gonna go, I'm gonna prove so he can kiss ass to the Jews or the Russian. And like I said, basically, Bernard, you're sick of Israeli Kim Beswick, so then you swap to the Russian, or the Robo Knight, the rapist, then you switch to the Russian, and then when you get sick of the Russian girl, DJ Okay, see, you're just jealous, rapist Bernard, the LGBT, because the girls are actually getting it to work. The DJ girls are getting smarter, and that's what I wanted, is the DJ girls to have a, like Paris Hilton and, all those girls to have a place, because it really belonged to them first. And so, but see, Bernard will get sick of the Russian, and then he'll swap to, Sasha Imes, but you don't know Sasha, but Hovering Britches, he's got to collect her and claim her to be his daughter, but he's not really, because Baron and Mai have actually met her father, and you look nothing like him, rapist Cowboy Britches. But hey, he's got to have that too. And then when he gets sick of, Sasha, then he'll move on to another one. And basically, Bernard, you're staring at a screen, hoping, like I said, you can fall in bed with a minor, you don't care, so you can hump it, and then call it your Masonic child, so you can be like the rest of those guys up there, so you're like, have your trophy about how badass you think you are. And you think that's how the political game works, to get status, but it's not, because a lot of those people, Bernard, if you believe it or not, they have families, and you're screwing with people's families that are like going through divorce and telling girls what to do and trying to be a parent, but really you're a deadbeat. And I went through this already. But see, then you'll get sick of that girl there too, Bernard, with your group of the Bitted Bat Four. You'll get sick of Paris Hilton, and then you'll move on to another one. And that's just, what that means, Bernard? You're a pedophile shit rapist. And then when you get away with it with your little group, then you say, oh, it's all the niggers' fault, or it's this group's fault, the Spanish's fault, or, the Jews. So when you get sick of the Jews, then, what's the next one? Oh, you're sick of the Spanish now, or the French, Bernard? See what happens when you're in too much shit? Oh, did you guys do the same thing with the Japanese? The whole point is, Bernard, your war philosophy for the Western world, and how you guys come across with that shit circus, and your thieving, and your excuses for it, don't work. And then, Bernard, get this, when Elton and you guys screw with people's books at the casinos, then they start to realize why some casinos and stuff went out of business while other ones rose up to the top. So that kind of pisses people off. Remember the moms and pops that you guys put out of business, Bernard? See where the good food and all that stuff was, because they took their time to make it, instead of you guys making fun of McDonald's. Basically, Jehovah Shit Joe, you're a scoundrel. And then when the child had questioned your authority, which is what you guys wanted, and you don't have an answer, you don't want to change, you kill them. So if that's the world you guys want to have in your shitty dream and nothing gets done, you can have it, Bernard. But see, remember, Bernard, Microsoft, Apple, Google, NASA, IHS, all these, Lockheed, Boeing, people who are smart, CIA, FBI, intelligence groups, foresee dumb shits like your hillbilly clan that's hiding multiple murders and rapes through those churches and your cults that failed, Bernard. See, Bernard, if you weren't a conniving thief like Joe and the Roble Knight, and the 61 Oyster Cracker Man thinks he's got to prove everything, but he's got a shit mess all over this state and everything that he's touched. With you, Bernard, and the Bitted Bat Ford, Ellery getting into shit, and you guys think you just... Guess what, Bernard? I helped the military prove that you guys destroyed multiple military bases with multiple projects going on because you, Bernard LaChance, and Ellery and Roble Knight wanted to be a bunch of dumb shit cowboy hick rapists that move into cities and don't know what you're talking about when other people got things going. And that's all your family has really been, Bernard. You're pissed, Bernard, because you broke that setup, you moved it out here, and the girls catch you. Because you know what, Bernard? The stuff out here never belonged to you in the first place. It belonged to those families and those girls who are setting something up for them. Then, if the world does not surround your group, then you want to start a war with it, Bernard. But guess what? Instead of having them shut it down and, reset it for your crybaby ass, get the group of you together and, you guys can fight your personal World War III while everybody watches. And then watch the group of you fail when the whole nation came together to try to help you get it to work again, Bernard, fully well knowing that it never belonged to Ellery, you, Perlita, or any of you in the first place, Carney Bernard. It means, Carney Circus Bernard and Elton, that you guys took people's kids, stole their shit, beat them up, and then try to assimilate into it yourselves. And you know what, Bernard? It doesn't work. That's why me and that man developed this system. It's not a multi-level marketing, anything. It is a way for the military who has fought for you people and doesn't want to fight your petty wars anymore, or the police, or the firefighters, or whatever, the Hollywood celebrities. It is a way for them to get the hell away from you crazies who think that you're allowed to do whatever you want with the ideologies of religion or science or whatever you want to claim, that don't know what you're talking about, Bernard. You know what it's meant for, Bernard? To prepare people to go into space. And you guys don't want to do that. You want to be a bunch of prison inmates that love the smell of your own shit. Watch people do it. You want to run a pornography, Bernard, because like I said, you wanted to spy on me, Aaron, and Justin from that school, and you're in competition with that guy that I said no to. And if you didn't get what you want, Bernard, to run your own little dude ranch out here in Vegas, guess what? You throw a tizzy fit with Perlita. So, guess what, Bernard and Perlita? Ellery, Robo Knight, you want to be whores? Now the whole world knows, Robo Knight, Jim Riley, Harry, Bernard, just like you always originally wanted. You get to be the whores. And all the women that you guys abused become free. All the boys that you guys abused for your dangerous game, Robo Knight, or your Lost Boys, they become free. Even the homeless and the hippies become free of David Balamorad and the Mile High House. Nobody has to listen to you anymore, Bernard, because your group, Joe, has proven what it does to people that have not done a thing to you. So you run that defunct family, Bernard. You're proving it now. Why do you got to keep saying prove? I'm going to prove it belonged to this one. And you keep changing names, Bernard. With Perlita, you keep, oh, this one. But you don't know, Bernard. You know why? Because you tried to assimilate into another man's life or another woman's life that doesn't fucking want you there.